So tell me, do you ever look in the mirror and think to yourself, wow, I never thought I'd get this out of shape? Or you just simply catch a glimpse of yourself as you're, getting ready in the gym or getting ready for work in the morning and don't recognize yourself? I mean, if this is you, then, you're not alone. And you're going to want to watch this video till the end so I can share a few things very simple few things that you can do now to turn all this around. Just about exactly 10 years ago, when I just bought this home, I had to move here. So I started going through all my things and doing the cleanup process that everybody does when it's time to move. And I found my medical school ID. At that point, I had just turned 23 years old. And now looking at my ID from 23 years old and looking at myself at 35, I almost didn't recognize myself. I obviously hadn't noticed all the changes. And it was really a real eye-opener. So like everybody else, it was so shocking that I decided to start making changes. And it was around this time, so towards the end of the year, I started making resolutions, thinking, okay, you know what, beginning on January 1st, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to sleep right, I'm going to do all these things that will get me back on the right track. And like all resolutions, they were impactful, but they were extreme. So I find myself, every New Year's from then on, making great resolutions that would lead to a lot of successes for the first 3 months of the year. But then, non-sustainable changes would definitely eventually fail. And by, the holiday season again, I would, be back, if not worse, than where I started. And I repeated this horrible cycle for about 8 years. And after 8 years of the same failures, I really sat down and I said, you know what, I have the knowledge, I know what I need to do. I realized that, the mindset was off. I just, I didn't go from what I looked like at 23 to 35 in 3 months. It was a slow, continual process. So I wanted to come up, with a plan that was, number one, sustainable. Something, I had to come up with small changes that weren't so extreme that I could maintain. Number two, it had to be something that I could, that could take into account all of my responsibilities, including, my new family, my job. So it was definitely something that, had to be feasible, considering all my limitations. The next thing, it had to be, self-perpetuating, meaning that as you achieved certain goals, those successes would propel you to the next success. Now I figured what better thing to do than to share and help other people, with the same type of failures avoid those 10 years of back and forth. So now my goal, my cause, is to help every single one of you achieve these things, but in much less time. So I invite every single one of you now to join my Infinite Mindset Mastermind. And you might say, well, what's a mastermind group? Well, a mastermind group is, a hand-selected group of individuals with similar goals, but different backgrounds that can help one another and support one another through this growth process. And I say infinite mindset because, like I told you before, you need to change that mindset. What you are now is obviously not enough. You are not satisfied with where you are and how you feel, and not just your health, but obviously also maybe socioeconomically. So the only way to change this is to really change your mindset, and it has to be a complete evolution, right? It's like I said, you have to have a cause. So your cause is to live as healthy and as long as possible. That means it has to be an infinite goal. Right? So this is something that you are striving for every single day, but it goes on for the rest of your life. And there's no better way to achieve something like this than through a mastermind group, because you'll be involved with one of the most unique and exciting group of people that all are working towards the same thing. So they will all be able to help you through those difficult times, because like any other infinite process, there's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs. And you want people who are going to applaud you and celebrate you when you succeed, and also support you when you go through some of the more difficult times and you have maybe a few downturns. That's just one of the biggest reasons to join a mastermind group, and there's many. The next one is you're going to learn from everybody's experience. You're going to be part of such a unique and dynamic group that you're going to take advantage of everybody's knowledge and everybody's differing backgrounds to really, avoid some of the pitfalls that some people have already gone through. The next is you'll be able to become an example for all those around you, your kids, your loved ones, your friends, even the people that work with you or for you. By being your best self, you're going to empower those and give others permission to also shine. And when you do this, you create the best possible environment around you. That's our own little slice of heaven. When this is something that we all want. We're all trying to create a little slice of heaven. So why not do it in your immediate surroundings now? People say, hey, but I really don't have a lot of time. But you know what? A mastermind group will give you such a big return on time, because you are going to learn some techniques that will, obviously here our focus is our health and wellness, but they're going to translate to everything else. So they're going to make you so much more efficient in your life. So it'll give you so much more time in return that you don't have to waste going through a trial and error process. The next is, they say, well, are these expensive? Well, they do cost money, because obviously, everybody's time costs money. So and also paying up front, gets you involved and gets you committed, shows your commitment. But it's going to give you such a return on money, because as you become a healthier, happier you're going to be so much more productive in every aspect of your life that you will earn more money. And not to mention all the connections that you would make in this group that could lead to other possibilities. The next is, return on love that people never take into consideration. But being part of such an amazing group is going to give you so much love in return. You're going to see that all these people will join and will create such strong bonds. And once you start feeling better and improve your overall outlook on life, every single relationship in your life, from your kids to your partner, your wife, it could be co-workers, everybody else is going to benefit, and you're going to be able to be so much more open to giving so much love, and it will multiply in return. These are just some of the great benefits of being part of a great mastermind group. So I urge you to join my mastermind group, the Infinite Mindset Mastermind Group, and start your path towards a better life. I'm so happy you made it this far. If you're still watching, it means that it's time to make these changes. You're tired of all these failures with these resolutions, as I was, and it's time to really change your approach. And there is no better way than these mastermind groups. There's no other way to have such a dynamic and impactful group of people come together and help each other through, life's most challenging processes, and learning from one another and one another's mistakes, and applauding people's successes is some of the most inspiring things you can do. So I guarantee you will not be disappointed. But if that wasn't enough, then I'm going to give you a few bonuses. Number one, for joining today, I'm going to make it a 2-for-1 deal. So if you join the mastermind group, you'll be able to bring anybody you like, a friend, a partner, anybody that you think would benefit and also contribute to this group. Number two is, I am so sure that you're going to have such an impactful time here, and that you're going to love it so much that when you sign up for the second mastermind group, you'll get 25% off right off the top. And last but not least, I am so positive that this is going to be one of the greatest decisions you've ever made, that if I don't deliver on the value that I promised here, I'm going to give you 100% money back guarantee. Now, who does that? So the time to act is now. There's going to be a link right here, right below, that you can says apply, or time to act is now, today. And once you click there, you're going to be able to go to an application page where they're going to ask you a few questions, and then you'll hear from me or somebody on my team and ask you a few more questions. The reason for that is we're going to be able to go through and hand select people that we're going to work together and that we feel are going to be a great fit, are going to be great contributors and benefit the most from being part of this mastermind group. So like I said, the time to act is now. There is no better time. If not now, then when? So the first mastermind or group will be meeting on December 7th, and I hope to see you all there.